One thing that people deal with, especially when they're coming out of religion or when they're really trying to find their way, they have to wrestle with one of the things that religion deals with. One of the answers that religion gives us to a question that plagues us, which is what happens after death. Religion solves that problem for us because it's very scary to not know the unknown. What happens when you close your eyes for the last time? And so what religion does is it creates something for you to reassure you that it's not over, that you're not gone forever. An afterlife. And built into that afterlife is a reward and punishment system. And so this is how people are controlled, with the idea of something coming after, and the reward and the punishment being wrapped up into all of that. Most commonly, especially in this culture, we think of heaven and hell. So it's very difficult for people to make their way out of religion. It's difficult for people to really come to a place where they're comfortable with the idea of death, because it's the unknown. So I often get the question, what happens after death? Because it's a real fear. It's a real concern. Death is what drives us. We think about what we want to do with our lives because we know that we have a short amount of time, and we know we have an expiration date. And we spend so much of our time focused on the end. I want to have a partner so that I don't die alone. I want to work and make a certain amount of money so that I can live my last days in peace. The end is always in the back of our minds. How do we live our lives so that when the end does come, we can rest peacefully and we can live happily ever after in some type of afterlife? So it's always on our minds. Where do we go after we die? The problem is really in the question. The question demonstrates the fact that that person has not remembered yet. And by remembered, I mean putting something together that once was. You once knew the answer to this question, but because you have not remembered it yet, you're asking it. So think about the ocean. Just envision the ocean. Or if you've never been to the ocean, a large body of water. Just envision it. But let's just say the ocean. And let's just say you go to the ocean and you take one drop of water out of it. And you put that one drop of water in your hand and you walk out to the sand with it, and you sit in the sand with that one drop of water in your hand. And just imagine yourself looking at that one drop of water. Is that drop of water still the ocean? Or is it a drop of water? Now let's say that we take that drop of water and You know, we make something to drink out of. We add it to a cup of water and we make something to drink out of it. Is that drop of water that you added to the other water to make that drink, is it still the ocean? Or is it a drink? And let's say that you took that drop of water and you boiled it until it became steam. Is that steam not still the ocean? Or is it steam? Or let's say you took that drop of water and you put it in the freezer and you froze it. Is it not still the ocean? Or is it ice? It's both. No matter what you do with that drop of water, it's both. It's the ocean and it is whatever you determine it to be, whatever label we have placed on it. And you can use the same example for anything, because anything is everything. You never came from anywhere, and you're not going anywhere. You always were and you always will be. You are a small part of the whole, experiencing itself for a very short amount of time. You are a drop of the ocean, and you are the ocean, no matter what form you take on, no matter what you look like, no matter what sex you are, what gender you are, no matter how tall you are, no matter what language you speak, no matter from where you came. You are the all, and you are you. So, you didn't come from anywhere, you're not going anywhere. And another thing to think about is, look at a picture of yourself when you were a baby. Look at your body when you were a baby. That was still you. Look at a picture of you when you were 6 or 7 years old. That was still you, but it was an entirely different body. Look at a picture of you when you were 10, and then when you were 13, and when you were 15, and you were 18, and 20, and 25, and 30. All different bodies, but it's still you. So over the course of this time, you've shed so many bodies. You've shed a countless amount of bodies. And not only have you shed a countless amount of bodies, but you've shed so much energy. Every single day, you're burning energy. Every single day, you lose so much of your body, so many dead cells. Even your waste, you're getting rid of so much of your body every single day. And everything that you get rid of becomes something else. The energy that you get rid of becomes energy for something else. The bodies that you shed, they become food for microbes and all kinds of things. And one day you will shed your last body and you will give up your last energy. And it will be your end in terms of the human experience. It will be the end of your human experience, but you will continue on as you always have. As you have your entire life, you will become thousands, millions, countless of other things. You are one, and you will become many. Just like many became you. When you were in your mother's womb, how were you created? Everything that your mother ate, everything that she consumed became you. And since then, everything that you have consumed has constantly been becoming you. You will return to the earth, your energy will return to the universe. And this is the way. You always were and you always will be. Death is just a transition. It's just a transition out of this experience. And it's really nothing to be afraid of. It's something that we should use to celebrate life with. The idea that you get to experience yourself, that you get to look up into the universe and see yourself. You get to see you. Because remember, you are all and you are you. You get to touch water. You get to touch a tree. You get to experience other beings. No matter what, every person that you see, you are experiencing you. Not only in fact, because of the fact that you are everything, but every time you come into contact or you encounter something or you experience something, you learn a new part of yourself. You discover a new part of yourself that you may not have even known was there. So the fact that that transition is inevitable is a beautiful thing. Because it's a constant reminder that you have been blessed to experience yourself and that you have a limited amount of time to do it. So do it to your fullest ability. So to answer the question, where do you go when you die? To alleviate your fears, you go nowhere and everywhere. Because you are everything and no thing.